I don't even know where to start, guys. This. Okay, so hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. My name's Andrew. This here, everyone, is a 2020 Kawasaki Z900. It is the second version of the Z900 that you can buy. It's a slightly updated model, and I've now owned it for quite a while now. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I cannot tell you how much I love this bike. Start off by giving you a little bit of history of this particular bike and how I came to possess it. And it's a very short little story, but basically one of my friends had one and he gave me a ride, and I kind of went tick, 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 give me one. So look, if you know anything about the Kawasaki Z range, and I'm sure you have if you're on YouTube, you've probably been browsing lots of videos before you got to this one. Look, the bottom line is there's a long lineage of Kawasaki Z series bikes. I've always liked the Z750, the first of these modernish sort of style nakeds. The Z1000, very similar bike, obviously, back in the 2000s. And then it just grew from there, hey, and it just became this sort of new, modern, beautiful, interesting design, lovely horsepower, like sort of beautiful all-rounder naked. So let me tell you why I love it. First and foremost, I've always said that 100 to 120 horsepower is the sweet spot on motorbikes. Some of the previous bikes I've had around 80 horsepower. You're always like, just give me a little more, just a little more, a little more. You step up into the 150 horsepower and it's like, oh, this is pretty damn quick. So this is kind of like a lovely in-between spot. And the reason that I have fallen in love with it is third gear. Third gear on this bike just covers a big range of riding. You could leave it in third, and like I'm up here on Mount Mee, beautiful Mount Mee, on a lovely twilighty afternoon. The third gear on this bike gets me through all the twisters if I want. I can also leave it there and keep cruising in third through the other parts, the longer parts. Another bike coming. Indian, woo! I know it sounds very trivial, but third gear with this 900cc engine, I think I'm pretty sure it's 900. I'll put it up, the exact cc's, whatever it is. But third gear on this bike is just like a magical sweet spot that you could ride all sorts of situations, no problem. You'll have to experience it. It has enough sort of torque to pull you out of corners, no problems. But it's also kind of has I don't know, it's sort of, the ratio still allows you to just cruise in third if you really want at about 100-ish, right? But then you can drop down to 60, but still pull you out in that, from those lower speeds. I've had a couple of bikes with some pretty ordinary brakes, and this bike here, especially those fronts, and we've got Nissan brakes on the front of this particular one. This bike has given me confidence back in braking into a corner. It's got a nice feel. It's nice and grabby. There's a bit of cars. I thought it was going to be nice and quiet up here, and it is. There's a lot of cars. Good feedback through the lever. Nice and grabby, not overly snatchy. I've had bikes with much better brakes, but this one is just sort of a nice, again, happy medium for especially the front. Okay, the rear has the ABS kicks in a little bit now and again when it lightens up the rear. That's going to happen. It's not overly bad, but I have sometimes felt the ABS still sort of pumping under the pedal. But overall, loving the brakes on this bike. Suspension, for me, haven't quite dialed it in yet. Haven't had too much time to muck around with it, but a little bit on the soft side. I could dial out more if I really wanted to, but I just haven't bothered at the moment. It's kind of quite okay. Also love the dash on this thing. Nice and clear, easy to read, modern looking, especially at night time, it's really good. One of the criticisms a few people have mentioned is that it's a little bit low. With the riding position on the bike, like you're sort of, when I'm riding on the bike, I'm nice and upright. it just tends to be a little bit lower down here, and so you do have to like tilt your head quite a bit to look down at it. Tiny little thing, but it's just it'd be nice if it was up here. But if you lift that up, it's going to change the aesthetic of the bike, so it's not too bad tucked in there. Mirrors, as you'd expect, no real bad vibration through them or anything. I don't think they look too out of place. There's still a bit of Mickey Mouse stuff going on, but it kind of, because of the way that this whole front end is designed, the Sugomi, I think it's called Sugomi, Zucchini, Zugami, Zagimi, I don't know, whatever the design is of the this style aesthetic that they have going on at Kawasaki. These mirrors, the shape of these mirrors fit that, and I haven't really felt the need to get rid of it. My mate that I said had previously, he's got bar ends, lowers the bike a little bit, but I think I don't mind it at all. Now, is this bike perfect? The answer is no. No. Perfection, it's a bit of a funny word, isn't it? Like, I haven't really come across a perfect bike just yet. But this is lovely, and I really like it. So some of the things that are not so good that I think, if you're going to purchase one, just keep in mind this seat. I have actually swapped out the Series 2 seat for the Series 1 seat. Neither of them are perfect, but for me, for my butt, the slightly lower seat from the previous gen, just slightly different styling, but very similar thing, actually fits my butt, my wide butt a bit better. The seat that it came with, I swapped out for this one. It's a bit taller, a little bit skinnier, kind of didn't fit right for me. So, but the compromise is because it's a bit lower, it's a bit harder. So harder seat, but nicer fitting versus softer seat, but kind of pushing you in a weird way for me anyway. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This pillion seat, forget it. You're going to get smacked in the helmet every time someone gets off this bike if they're your pillion, because it's a rock. I've never pillioned on this thing. I just haven't had the opportunity. I don't really think this is for that sort of stuff. Like it's also higher. I don't know. Just don't pillion on this bike. Okay, have a look at it exhaust. Like, okay. A previous Andrew, younger Andrew, would have like looked at that and just vomited and went, that is gone yesterday. But you know what? This is a slightly older, more mature Andrew, and that does make the bike a lot quieter. The intake noise is nice enough to keep me entertained, and that keeps it a little bit nice and a little bit quieter. We've had a few of our police friends start doing exhaust checks up here in Queensland, so I don't actually mind just having a stock exhaust and a peace of mind knowing that I'm not going to get a ticket, or I'm not going to get one of those go get this checked tickets for my exhaust, because the exhaust is stock. The handlebars, slightly kinked, and it kind of makes my hands go a little bit in a weird spot. So I'm looking at maybe getting some Rizoma aftermarket ones there, just to sort of straighten it up a little bit. Also, just to drop my riding position a little bit lower. So that's nice. I do like the riding position. I do. I just feel like just a tiny bit more would be lovely. I'm pretty sure I'm out of light. Hear that intake voice? I don't know if you can hear it, but that intake sound kicks in around 6,000. Sucks it in a bit, and then that when you're riding, that's quite nice. I do like that, and that's where. If you actually look at some of the promotional material when the bike first came out, they tuned in a sound. Okay, so they kind of went, let's keep this a little bit quiet and let's tune in some sound over here. Okay, so I'm well and truly running out of light here, everyone. But I think I'm just going to finish on one final note before I wrap up this video, and that is the styling that you see before you. I have had quite a few bikes now, and I tell you, like I love the look of motorcycles. I love the whole exposed machinery, the different angles that's created on a bike when you look at it, and it's no different here. However, when I first saw this Sugomi styling, I really didn't like it. I'll be honest. It just wasn't my thing. But as time's gone on, and when you own a bike, and this is the part I want to share with you, when you own a bike, you're going to be looking at it all the time. Hopefully you are, and you're going to look at it from different angles. All right, so you're going to look at it from one angle one day and go, "Oh, I love the way that shape." You can see what the designer was trying to do, and then you walk around like half a meter to a meter, and you're going to go, "Oh my god, I did not like that at all." And then you're going to walk another half a meter, and you're going to say, "Oh yes, no, that looks a bit nicer. Yeah, I see how I love that sort of interesting look." Like, to me, it's got like a bit of a dragony sort of look about it. So throughout the time I've owned this thing, I've looked at it and I have just fallen in love with the design. I could see exactly what they were trying to do. I love the way that the tail sweeps up, the Z shape on the tail light, the way that the tank is wide. I do like a wider tank. I like the way that it flares out at the top a little bit, so your knee kind of goes underneath it. These two plasticky sections on the side, these little fairings, set the bike off nicely, kind of makes it aesthetically work together with the front. Nice indicators, modern indicators, nice and flat. Love it. So I cannot fault it. A bike that's really grown on me in terms of the design to a level that I really, really love it. I'm still looking at other bikes, and I just keep coming back to this, and I open the shed and I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, how can I sell it? I just love the looks. Thank you for watching to the end, everybody. You would have noticed I haven't put up a lot of videos recently. I've just had a few other things going on and got a little bit demotivated, but I'm back. I'm doing more videos. I don't know whether I like to rotate my bikes, and I just find it really, really hard to pass this on, because I've like I don't know how many times I've said in this video, but I love it. I just love it. It's just great. This is up for sale. A part of me just wants to pull the ad off the net, because I'm like, I really want it. Unfortunately, I have not too many points left on my driver's license, so I've got to be a little bit careful. And there's no cruise control in here to sort of bring me back to any sort of reality. So I've had to, I thought I would mature out of this, but I haven't. So I don't have too many points left. I've got to be a good boy for quite some time. And I'm very much in two minds whether I should just maybe move this on. No, I can't. So that's about it, everyone. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, I would really appreciate your support. Please subscribe. That would be amazing. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in another one. Bye.